Welcome to week 10. You've now made it to double digits. You should be proud of yourself. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do a slight one-arm incline. We're gonna do a seated cable vertical pull down, and then we're gonna do starfish. Everything is 4 by 10, 4 sets of 10. So what you're gonna notice is her upper back is off the bench slightly. That gives us more range of motion. We're gonna have tension in the offhand. We're gonna rotate the hand out slightly, and we're gonna go. We're gonna press. So again, upper chest emphasis on the incline, stretching all the way down, going all the way up and contracting through the upper chest. Go ahead and switch arms. You're doing your right arm a lot. All the way up, all the way down, relax the head, no more tension. There you go. All the way down, all the way up, and rest. Our next is a seated vertical cable pull down. So we're gonna sit down on our butt. Now, what you wanna do is you wanna make sure you find length through the body, don't shorten it out. As she goes, she's gonna rotate just like the press, all the way down, all the way up. She's gonna find length, pull all the way down and all the way up. Inhale through the way up, exhale on the way down, and rest. Good job. Last exercise here in the superset is a starfish. Now again, we have 20 reps total, so it's 10 each. So both arms are out, legs are out, and we're reaching to our opposite. Here we go. Drive that lower back through the ground. Good. Make sure we're breathing out through our mouth on the way up. Breathe. Good. Inhale, exhale, and breathe. Good. Switch. Let's get these calories going. Let's go. All the way up and all the way down. You wanted the work. Let's get it. Good. All the way up. Good. Rest. Our next superset is an elevated glute bridge. Everything in this superset is 4 by 10, all right? We have elevated glute bridge, we have a sissy squat, and then we have cable rotations high to low. Really working on that rotation and setting that foundation. So what she's gonna do, she's gonna put her head on the ground, back on the ground. The heels are gonna go on the bench. Now, the difference between a regular glute bridge when your back is on the bench, we have a much bigger emphasis on the hamstrings here versus when our back is on the bench, there's a much more emphasis on the glute. So you're putting a bigger stretch, so walk back a little bit. Good. So what you're gonna be doing in your brain, you are driving your heels into the bench, but you're also pulling everything to you for those hamstrings and glutes. All the way down, inhale, exhale as you go up, imagine you're pulling your heels into the bench. Good job. Stretch, pull those heels to yourself. Good. Stretch, pull those heels. Good. And rest. Sissy squats. One of my favorite exercises for the knee, the quad, the patella. Really, really good stretch, but also a really good contraction. So you're actually gaining flexibility and working out at the same time. 2 birds, 1 stone. So what the biggest cue is, I'm gonna push her chest back. Her hips and knees go forward, but her head stays back, pushing through her toes. Big stretch, chest goes back, pushing through those toes. Big emphasis on, again, the patella and the quad. Make sure you don't flick your training partner like I just flicked my wife. All the way up, all the way down. And rest. Okay, cable rotations, high to low. Again, we're gonna rotate from the back leg. We're gonna pull this cable up. We're gonna take a big breath out. We're gonna rotate. Boom, all the way up, all the way down. All the way up, all the way down. And rest. Good. Our last superset is going to be a tricep extension, 4 by 12, a cable front raise, also 4 by 12, and then we're going into a straight leg iso hold, which you have to do 1 minute total. If you want to do 30 seconds each set or 20 seconds each set, that's fine, but you have to equate to 1 minute between 4 sets each leg. So, on a cable front raise, what we're going to do is that cable is going to split between your legs. We're going to walk back against the rack, and again, as we go up, we're just finding vertical. Just finding some length. All the way up, working the middle of the back and also the aesthetics of the shoulder. But again, function before aesthetics. Aesthetics come second. All the way up and all the way down. Rest. You can also use a band for this. On tricep extensions, again, we're going to be using the rope. So go ahead and grab on. Make sure our elbows are nice and driven back through our body. We're keeping them here. We're going all the way up with our hand and spreading to hit the tricep. There's 3 heads to the tricep, that's why it's called a tricep. All the way up, all the way down, hitting all 3 heads. Stretching, contracting, Breathing, pushing that wrist out and down at the bottom to get that tricep all the way engaged. Rest. Last but not least, very good. Now, independent to you, you're gonna feel this different than where I do. I've blown out my back, I feel it on my back. Some people feel it in their hip flexor, some people feel it in their calf, some people feel it in their glute. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna ground one of these legs. We're gonna tuck that glute under ourselves, push the arrow down into the ground, lock that quad out, and I'm gonna be lifting my foot as high as I can without pain. Once you get to that point to where things start to inflame and get lactic acid buildup, I want you to hold it right there as long as you can. Driving down, glute engaged, like you're pushing up weight the whole time and pushing down weight with your foot.